Okay, so you know how for a lot of things that come out that are based on something, I usually haven't seen that something? Like Warcraft, I haven't played World of Warcraft ever, I've never played Assassin's Creed, I didn't even see that movie. Or you know, Monster Calls or Peregrine's Children, I haven't read either of those books. But A Series of Unfortunate Events? I read those books when I was a kid, and I saw the movie when it came out, and I remember liking it. I haven't watched it in years. I feel like if I watch it now, I probably won't like it as much as I did. But I was really looking forward to this show because I felt the marketing was doing it right, so now the show is out, so now let's talk about it. Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, Season 1. So the show, A Series of Unfortunate Events, just like the movie, is based off the series of 13 books by Lemony Snicket. We have the Baudelaire kids. They were raised in a really nice mansion, and one day a fire burns down their entire mansion and kills their parents. So their lives take a little turn for the worse, because their parents left behind an enormous fortune, and the new guardian taking care of the Baudelaire orphans is Count Olaf, played by Neil Patrick Harris here, and this man is not a good human being at all. He is quite the opposite. He is after the Baudelaire fortune, and he will do anything to get it. And so we have 8 episodes of Count Olaf's shenanigans and fun. And yeah, it's just 8 episodes. This season is only the first 4 books and it's 2 parts each. So you know, it's book 1, The Bad Beginning, 2 episodes. Book 2, The Reptile Room, 2 episodes, and so on. I imagine if the show gets a good reception, then there will be more seasons coming, doing the rest of the books, and it might be a solid series. Now, just like the movie, this series is narrated by someone playing Lemony Snicket. This time around, it's Patrick Warburton. And I'm gonna be honest, he was probably my favorite character in this entire show. Not that everyone else was bad or anything, but he made me laugh the most. The story goes that this fictional character of Lemony Snicket has tasked himself with the duty to tell the story of the Baudelaire orphans, but he has a history with them and maybe Count Olaf. You get the feeling that he was somehow involved with them, so you're interested to see where it goes. And of course you have your fair amount of Lemony Snicket isms, a word which here means a phrase uttered by someone that you would only hear in a work by Lemony Snicket. Now Neil Patrick Harris as Count Olaf, he really sells it, which was to be expected. You know, he's Neil Patrick Harris. He's going to be charismatic, he's going to be dramatic, theatrical, one might even say over the top. In fact, you can really say the same thing about Jim Carrey, but Neil Patrick Harris, I could tell he was having a lot of fun playing Count Olaf. He's witty, he's mean, he's in control, he has his crew of really weird friends. There were points for me anyways where he may have bordered on a little too annoying or maybe a little too over the top, but then I forget that the show is ultimately for kids, so he's gonna be a little goofy at times, but sometimes it was just a little too much for my taste. And the child actors weren't too bad either. I like Melina Weissman, young Supergirl, as Violet. In fact, I think she really nails it actually. She's really keen on inventing, and I totally forgot that whenever she snaps into inventing mode, she ties her hair in a ponytail. First time that happened in the show, I was like, oh my god, the memories are coming back. That happened to me quite a lot while I was watching this show, believe it or not. Pretty good memories, I gotta say. Simpler times. Lewis Hines was good as Klaus. He's the one who's keen on reading. He's one of those characters where his mind is older than his body. Like he has the mind of a college professor, which is cool. You know, these kids are really smart, so it's kind of funny to see them outsmarting these just dim-witted adults. Like I said, you know, it's fun shenanigans. Now the thing about this show is really the thing about the books and of course the movie as well, is that it does get a little too cartoonish or goofy because again, it is aimed for kids, which is fine, but sometimes it's really frustrating when these adults see that Count Olaf is in disguise, but they just don't recognize him. So when the kids do recognize him, the adults think the kids are just out of their minds. The kids will be like, how can you not see that that is clearly Count Olaf? It's like in the Pokemon anime where Team Rocket disguises himself and you just want to be like, that is clearly Team Rocket, Ash. How do you not recognize them? Got kind of frustrating at times, but that is literally a nitpick. The music in the show is pretty fun. I like the end credits music with the accordion. I also like the fact that Neil Patrick Harris sang the theme song for the show, and I like the fact that there's a verse in the theme song that changes with each book it goes to. I like that. It adds a little variety to it. Never a bad thing. So in the end, A Series of Unfortunate Events is a fun watch. If you just want to keep yourself occupied for a day, just watch that show. 8 episodes, easy. If you're a fan of the books, then you're gonna like this show. If you don't like those books, I don't think the show's gonna win you over, because they're pretty accurate to the books, actually. But I had a fun time watching it, and if you like a good casual watch, then I believe you will too. So Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Have you watched it? What did you think about it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.